Hey YouTube, Evil Twin X here. Welcome back. For those of you that are new to the channel, a little bit of a background. I'm a home hobbyist who became interested in working with metal and all the forms that you can work with metal, such as welding, filing, cutting, grinding, shaping, turning, melting. I've been teaching myself how to MIG weld. I built myself a little foundry, been doing some aluminum casting, which is really cool. Restoring this old Atlas lathe, and hopefully I'll be learning how to do some machine work on it and making chips. But there was one other technique of shaping metal that's always intrigued me, and I've been wanting to try for the longest time, and I actually got to do it this weekend. It involves heat, hammer, and a lot of hitting, and if you really want to know what it is, I'll show you. Well, if you haven't guessed, it is blacksmithing. A very, very, very cool way of shaping metal. So a little bit of a story how I got this. My dad lives upstate, and he goes to a lot of auctions, and he's interested in a lot of hobbies that I'm into. He's a pretty handy guy, has hands of gold. But metal is sort of new to him as well, and we've been talking about blacksmithing for a while. So he's been slowly acquiring tools for blacksmithing, and this past weekend he came down to visit to show me what he's acquired. So I also told him, you know, while you're out there, if you see an anvil in really good shape at a decent size and go for a good price, you know, let's see if I can get it. And he came back with one of these. It's a 150 pounder. And she rings true. It's in really great shape. Just a few little nicks here and there. Nothing too major, but it's really got, here's a nice one there. But everything else, the horn's really nice. It's got a great ring. The table's good. The step, we got some good corners here. The hardy hole is nice and flat. A lot of times on worn anvils you have an indent from the area that's being used the most, and around the hardy hole from using the tools you'll get a little divot, but this table is nice and flat. There are some markings on it. You can see there's some lettering here and up here, and I can barely make out a 1, 5, and I don't know if it's showing up on camera, but right over here is a 0. So it's a 150 pounder. Crafted recently acquired an anvil, and he used the trick of using either baking powder or baby powder and sprinkling it on and wiping it off, and the baby powder would fill in all the crevices. So I'm going to give that a shot, see if I can pull out any information. I thought it would be best to have it laying flat, so when I put the powder on it, it doesn't sort of run off. So let's see if we can get that, pull out that information. Just going to use baby powder. One of the benefits of having kids, you have lots of baby powder. And once again, I got this idea from Crafted. I'll put a link down to his channel. He's an interesting guy. He has a lathe. He also has a blacksmith. He's setting up his own little shop. Really handy guy. Really handy guy. 3D printing. All around Renaissance man. Anyway, I got this trick from him. And I do see some letters. Let's see what we got. So you can make out the 150, 150. I see an L-Y-N-N. I can't make out what these letters are. There's something up here. And I know it's something, but I can't tell what it is. So if any of you guys can make anything out here, let me know. Well, we have the anvil. You need to heat the metal up, and that's where this thing comes in. So here's a forge he picked up. He gave me this a little while ago. It is I think it's a Buffalo forge. It's a nice small one. It's perfect for me. It came with a blower. He took the blower apart and restored it, and it works nice and smooth. Anvil, forge. What else did I get? So after going through my dad's hoard, he said I could have anything that I wanted, which was really cool. My dad's like that. He would totally give me the shirt off his back, even if it was the middle of winter and I was his only shirt. I guess that's a parent for you. I felt bad. I didn't want to take a lot of things. I just wanted to take what I needed. And he always said, you know, if you want anything else, just let me know. I can bring it back down. So I just wanted to start with the bare essentials. So I'll go through the hammers first. I don't even know what this is. I think it's some sort of, I don't even know. I use it to shape or split or dent hammers. And I know you strike this. That's cool. That's one. This is one of the larger ones. I think it's a flattener. Helps take the bumps out of the metal from when you're striking it. You would put this down and use another hammer to hit this. Now some of these hammers, the handles were either missing or deteriorated, but my dad had replaced a couple of them. So I think these two he replaced. Here's a straight peen hammer. Straight peen is this part. It's up and down, so that's straight. If it was this way, it's a cross peen. This is handy. This is a punch. You would put this piece of metal on the pritcha hole, and you would strike this and punch a hole through the metal. And just a lighter cross peen hammer with a flat face instead of a ball peen. Actually, this is the peen part. This is the flat side. Replace the handle on this. So those are some of the hammers. And let me tell you, he had a million other hammers. Now, I do have a few of my own hammers. They're nothing special. And these are just sledgehammers I got from, I believe this and this is, I was from Harbor Freight. This is a regular ball peen hammer. This is just a small 2.5 pound sledgehammer. And I have this other cross peen sledgehammer. So you saw those boxes. He just had tons and tons of tongs on all different shapes and sizes. So I just picked out just a handful of what I think I might need. You know, some of them, honestly, I kind of took most of the crappy ones because I just didn't want to take my dad's good stuff, even though he had a ton of it. But you know, just a couple of different tongs that'll hold different types of stock. I think this is more than enough for me to get started. And who knows, if I like blacksmithing and I get halfway decent with it, you know, Blacksmith makes his own tools, so I would maybe make my own set of tongs. But anyway, I have these to start out with. So I also got a cutoff tool. It's a little beat up, but it does fit in the hardy hole for the anvil. Sorry, I'm so used to saying lathe, for the anvil. And I got one other hardy tool, and I guess this is for bending stock. You would put stock in there and bend it around. I guess you can go this way or wrap it around that way. And this fits in the hardy hole on the anvil as well. You remember one of my shop updates? He gave me this really cool leg vise. This is very specific to blacksmithing. This is a vise that you would be able to pound on because the shock of hitting the vise is transferred down this leg and into the floor. So this, you wouldn't want to bang on a regular vise. You can easily break that. This vise is specific for blacksmithing. And my dad cleaned it up. He dismantled it, de-rusted it, greased it, painted it, and gave it to me. I think it is pretty cool. So that's awesome. And heavy. And of course you can't have fire unless you have fuel. And I bought I think 30 pounds of the coal that's really good for blacksmithing. And there's 3 types of coal. I'm not sure of the names. I know one starts with an A. This one starts with B. Bithymus, I believe is how you pronounce it. So, like I said, I was like, Dad, we have everything. We have anvils, we have hammers, we have vices, we have a forge, we have a blower, I have coal. Why don't we do something? So I ran out to Home Depot because I didn't have any metal stock on hand, and I picked up just this 3/8 inch square stock, and we put some coal in the forge. Did this outside. Got it nice and hot and just started winging it. And what was the results? So for just winging it, kind of came up with this cool hook. I'm pretty proud of it. We got a twist in here. I punched a hole. They used a cutoff tool to cut the stock, tapered the end, did a little flip there. Not bad for being my first blacksmithing project ever. My dad took a few blows. He helped maintain the fire. My son worked the blower, and I did most of the hammering. Pretty cool. Now, I wish I had shot video of us in the process. I mean, it would have made great content. Watching us do this blacksmithing, I had the tripod all set up, but I was sort of in the moment. Also, my son was there. He's young. I keep an eye on him. We're working with hot metal, red hot metal, and coals, and he's close in the action. So between all that, I kind of forgot about filming and just was into the blacksmithing. And I am pretty happy with the results. Actually, I'm really ecstatic. I know it's a simple project. For those of you that have done blacksmithing before, a seasoned blacksmith would probably do this in less than 2 minutes with one eye closed and his leg tied behind his head. But for my first project, this was really helpful. What was also really cool that it was my dad, me, and my son. So we have 3 generations experimenting and having fun with a profession that's been around for ages. But anyway, I just wanted to show you this really cool way of working with metal, blacksmithing. If you haven't tried it, it really doesn't take much. I think I have more than the average beginner would ever have. But you really don't need much. And it is a lot of fun to heat metal, shape it, and bend it the way you want, and create either something functional or something that is artistic, or something that is functional with a little bit of design to it. So hopefully I can do this more. Once again, my time is the biggest enemy for me. For me to do this, I really need to do it during the day, which means I can only do it on the weekend. And with, as you know, 2 kids and a family, the weekends are really, really packed. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Once again, blacksmithing is really awesome. I hope to be doing it a lot more. And yeah, you guys out there, give it a shot. And the ones that have know what I'm talking about. It is really cool to smash red hot metal and make a hook. Evil Twin X signing off.